The bride's cruel laugh echoed through the wedding hall. "Look at my sister," Monica announced to her 200 guests. 32, single mom, still dreaming someone will save her. From across the golden ballroom, Jasmine felt every eye turn to her. Her 7-year-old daughter clutched her dress, confused by the sudden attention. That's when Jasmine did something no one expected. She walked straight to the billionaire in the wheelchair, the one man everyone had been too afraid to approach all night. "Will you be my date?" she asked, loud enough for her sister to hear. What happened next would turn Monica's perfect wedding into the night that changed 3 lives forever. But before we dive into the full story, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is. Now, subscribe to the channel and let's get started. Everyone, take a good look at my sister. 32. A single mom, still dreaming someone will save her. The cruel words cut through the elegant ballroom of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Boston. 200 wedding guests turned to stare at Jasmine Williams, who stood frozen near the back of the room. Her cheeks burned hot with shame as camera phones pointed in her direction. "Mommy, why is Aunt Monica being mean?" 7-year-old Zara tugged at the emerald green dress her mother wore. The little girl's purple dress sparkled under the crystal chandeliers. Jasmine couldn't answer. Her sister Monica's laugh echoed through the microphone, filling the grand ballroom. This was supposed to be a happy day, her sister's wedding to Marcus Thompson, but instead, Jasmine felt like she might throw up. Across the room, Ryan Mitchell sat alone at table 8. The 30-year-old CEO of Mitchell Technologies adjusted his blue suit jacket and stared at his untouched champagne glass. No one had spoken to him all evening except the waitstaff, who seemed uncomfortable helping him at his table. "Would you like more water, sir?" A waiter hovered nearby, avoiding looking directly at Ryan's wheelchair. "No, thank you." Ryan's deep blue eyes remained fixed on his glass. He was used to this. People either pitied him or pretended not to see him since the helicopter accident 2 years ago. Back near the entrance, Jasmine took a deep breath. The room still buzzed with whispers. Her mind raced with options. She could run out crying, hide in the bathroom, or pretend she didn't care about Monica's words. Instead, she made a choice that would change everything. "Come with me, sweetie." Jasmine took Zara's small hand in hers and began walking directly across the ballroom floor. Guests turned to watch their progress, wondering what she would do next. Jasmine walked with purpose, head high, straight toward the table where Ryan Mitchell sat alone. She had noticed him earlier. Everyone knew who he was. The billionaire tech genius who rarely appeared in public since his accident. Ryan looked up in surprise as Jasmine and Zara stopped at his table. For the first time that night, someone was looking directly into his eyes instead of at his wheelchair. "Will you be my date for the rest of this wedding?" Jasmine asked, her voice steady despite her racing heart. The question was loud enough for nearby tables to hear. Ryan blinked, stunned by the beautiful woman standing before him. "Excuse me? I need a date. You're sitting alone. It seems like a good solution for both of us." Jasmine's voice carried confidence she didn't feel. Zara stepped closer to Ryan's wheelchair, examining it with open curiosity. "Is this like a robot car?" she asked, pointing to the controls. A real smile spread across Ryan's face, his first genuine smile of the evening. "Kind of," he told Zara. Then he looked up at Jasmine. "I would love to be your date." "Great." Jasmine pulled out the chair next to Ryan and sat down. She helped Zara climb into the seat on his other side. Across the ballroom, Monica stood with her mouth open, the microphone still in her hand. This was not how her cruel joke was supposed to end. "I'm Jasmine Williams," she said, extending her hand to Ryan, "and this is my daughter Zara." "Ryan Mitchell." He shook her hand. "Though I guess you already knew that." "Everyone knows who you are," Jasmine said. "Your company makes the smartest phones on the market." Ryan looked surprised. Most people only defined him by his wheelchair now. "I'm sorry about whatever that was," he said, nodding toward the front of the room where Monica was now being led away from the microphone by her new husband. "That was my sister Monica. She has always been like this, even before I became a single mom." Jasmine smoothed Zara's curly hair. "I work as a pediatric nurse at Boston Children's Hospital. Not much time for dating. I understand busy schedules. I haven't been to a social event in months." Ryan adjusted his position slightly. "I only came because Marcus wants to discuss a business deal." "Can I press these buttons?" Zara asked, pointing at Ryan's wheelchair controls. "Zara, don't touch Mr. Mitchell's wheelchair," Jasmine said quickly. "It's okay," Ryan said, "and please call me Ryan." He turned to Zara. "These controls help me move around. Would you like to see how they work?" Zara nodded eagerly. Ryan showed her the joystick that controlled direction and explained the different buttons. "This one is for speed. I don't use it much at parties." Zara giggled. "Can it go super fast?" "Pretty fast," Ryan said with a smile. "Maybe sometime I can show you." A tall man in a black suit approached their table. "Ryan, is everything okay?" "I saw what happened." "Tyler, meet Jasmine and Zara Williams, my new friends." Ryan gestured to his assistant. "Tyler Johnson has worked with me for 5 years." Tyler nodded politely. "Nice to meet you both. Can I get you anything?" "We're fine, thank you," Jasmine said. After Tyler left, Jasmine noticed people at nearby tables watching them. "I hope I didn't put you in an uncomfortable position," she said quietly. Ryan shook his head. "Trust me, this is the most comfortable I've felt all night. Before you sat down, no one had looked me in the eye since I arrived." "People can be stupid," Jasmine said simply. "They see the chair, not the person." Ryan tapped the arm of his wheelchair. 2 years ago, I was the same Ryan Mitchell, just standing. And I was the same Jasmine Williams before my husband left me and Zara." She smiled sadly. "People see single mom and make judgments." The wedding band began playing a slow song. Couples moved to the dance floor. "Mommy, can we dance?" Zara asked. "Maybe later, sweetie," Jasmine said, noticing Ryan's expression. A woman in a fitted pink dress approached their table. She wore a bridesmaid sash across her chest. "Jasmine, Monica wants to speak with you." "Tell Monica I'm busy with my date," Jasmine replied. The bridesmaid glanced at Ryan, then back at Jasmine. "She insists. Please tell my sister that if she wants to talk, she can come over here herself." After the bridesmaid left, Ryan raised an eyebrow. "You're causing quite the stir." "Good," Jasmine said. "Monica has treated me like this for years. Today she just decided to do it with an audience." Waiters began serving dinner. Ryan noticed Zara struggling with her large cloth napkin and helped her spread it on her lap. "Thank you," she said. "Do you have kids?" Ryan shook his head. "No, I don't." "My daddy left when I was little," Zara stated matter-of-factly. "Mommy says he wasn't ready to be a dad." Jasmine's face flushed. "Zara, honey, let's not talk about that right now." "It's okay," Ryan said. He turned to Zara. "Sometimes grown-ups make choices that hurt other people." "That doesn't mean you did anything wrong." Zara nodded seriously. "That's what Mommy says too." Their conversation was interrupted by the wedding planner, a woman with a clipboard and earpiece. "Excuse me, Mr. Mitchell. We need to move you to another table for wheelchair accessibility." Jasmine frowned. "He seems perfectly fine right here." "I'm sure Monica requested this," Ryan said quietly to Jasmine. The wedding planner looked uncomfortable. The bride did mention concerns about the table arrangement. "Please tell the bride that her concerns are noted," Ryan said firmly. "But I'm staying right here with my date and her daughter." After the planner left, Jasmine smiled gratefully. "Thank you for that." "Thank you for seeing me," Ryan replied. "Really seeing me." As they ate dinner, Jasmine noticed Monica glaring at them from the head table. For once, her sister's disapproval didn't bother her. Instead, she found herself enjoying Ryan's company. He was smart, funny, and treated Zara with genuine interest. "So how do you know the happy couple?" Ryan asked. Monica is my sister, though you probably guessed that. Marcus seems nice enough. I hope he knows what he's getting into. Jasmine took a sip of water. What about you? Marcus wants Mitchell Technologies to develop software for his company. This invitation was business, not friendship. Ryan adjusted his tie. I almost didn't come. Public events are different now. Different how? Jasmine asked. People used to see me as powerful. Now they see me as broken. Ryan's voice was matter of fact. The business world isn't kind to perceived weakness. That's their mistake, Jasmine said firmly. My patients at the hospital teach me every day that physical limitations don't define strength. Ryan studied her face. How did you end up at my table, Jasmine Williams? She smiled. Maybe I was tired of being defined by other people's opinions. I like that answer, Ryan said, his blue eyes brightening. I think we might have a lot in common. Zara tugged on Ryan's sleeve. Can you do tricks in your wheelchair? Zara! Jasmine exclaimed. But Ryan was laughing, a genuine laugh that made heads turn. Yes, he told Zara. I can do some pretty cool tricks. Maybe someday I'll show you. For the first time that evening, neither Ryan nor Jasmine felt invisible or judged. Instead, sitting at table 8 in the grand ballroom, they found something unexpected, someone who saw them for who they truly were. Whispers rippled through the ballroom as more wedding guests noticed Jasmine and Zara sitting with Ryan at table 8. Monica had returned to the head table, but her eyes never left her sister and the billionaire CEO. Your chair is really cool, Zara said, reaching for a chocolate from the centerpiece. Do you get to pick what color it is? Ryan nodded. I have 3 different chairs. This black one is for formal events. I have a blue one for everyday use and a special one for outdoor activities. Like different shoes, Zara said excitedly. Jasmine smiled at their interaction. Zara loves anything with wheels. She has a collection of toy cars that takes up half our apartment. I have 37 cars, Zara announced proudly, and 2 monster trucks. Before Ryan could respond, a woman in a champagne-colored dress appeared at their table. She wore a forced smile. Hi, I'm Olivia Green, the wedding planner, she said. The bride is concerned about the seating arrangement. We prepared a special table for Mr. Mitchell with easier access. Jasmine straightened in her chair. Mr. Mitchell seems perfectly comfortable here. It's fine, Ryan said to Olivia. Please tell Monica, the bride, that I appreciate her concern, but I'm happy where I am. Olivia looked uncomfortable. She was quite insistent. So am I, Ryan replied firmly. After Olivia left, Jasmine leaned closer. Monica won't give up easily. She hates when things don't go according to her plan. I'm used to people thinking they know what's best for me, Ryan said. He turned to Zara. Would you like to see how my wheelchair works? Zara nodded eagerly. This joystick controls direction, Ryan explained, demonstrating small movements. Forward, backward, left, and right. And these buttons adjust the speed. Can you do a wheelie? Zara asked. Ryan laughed. Not in this suit, but yes, I can pop the front wheels up when needed. Jasmine watched them with interest. How long did it take you to learn to use it? 6 months of intense physical therapy, Ryan said. The hardest part wasn't the physical skills. It was accepting that this was my new reality. Tyler approached their table again. Ryan, Marcus is asking when you'll have time to discuss the software proposal. Tell him tomorrow afternoon would be better, Ryan replied. I'm enjoying the wedding tonight. Tyler raised an eyebrow but nodded. Will do. After he left, Jasmine said, Your assistant seems surprised. Tyler has been with me through everything, Ryan explained. He knows I usually avoid social events. This is the first wedding I've attended since my accident. Well, I'm glad you came to this one, Jasmine said softly. The band began playing a lively song and the dance floor filled with people. Jasmine noticed Zara watching the dancers longingly. Would you like to dance, Zara? She asked. Can Mr. Ryan come too? Zara looked hopeful. Ryan hesitated. I don't really dance anymore. We could all go together, Jasmine suggested. No pressure to dance, just to be part of the crowd. Ryan considered for a moment, then nodded. Let's do it. Jasmine stood behind Ryan's wheelchair while Zara walked beside them. As they reached the edge of the dance floor, people moved aside, creating a small space. Zara began to dance in place, twirling in her purple dress. She takes after you, Ryan observed. Very confident. Not always, Jasmine replied. But I've taught her to hold her head high no matter what. A woman with short black hair approached them, smiling warmly. Jasmine! I was looking for you. Sarah! Jasmine hugged her friend. Sarah Chen, this is Ryan Mitchell and my daughter Zara. Nice to meet you, Sarah said, shaking Ryan's hand. I work with Jasmine at Boston Children's Hospital. Sarah pulled Jasmine slightly aside. Is this a date? He's gorgeous. It's complicated, Jasmine whispered back. Monica embarrassed me in front of everyone, so I asked him to be my date for the night. Sarah glanced at Ryan, who was showing Zara how to spin his wheelchair in a small circle. Well, complicated or not, this is the first time I've seen you truly smile in months. The music changed to a slow song and the DJ announced, and now, the father-daughter dance. Jasmine's smile faded. Her father had passed away 5 years ago from a heart attack. Zara returned to her side looking confused. Why do you look sad, Mommy? Ryan noticed Jasmine's expression. Are you okay? My dad died 5 years ago, she explained quietly. These moments are always hard. Ryan nodded with understanding. I lost both my parents in a car accident during my second year of college. Those first few holidays without them were the worst. Jasmine looked at him with new appreciation. How did you get through it? One day at a time, Ryan said, and by building a new normal. From across the room, Monica watched her sister talking intimately with Ryan. Her face darkened with anger. They're still together, she said to Marcus. This is supposed to be our night, not hers. Marcus looked uncomfortable. Maybe we should just enjoy our wedding, honey. Not until I talk to him. Monica stood up. Come with me. Back at table 8, Ryan was telling Jasmine about his company's work with adaptive technology when Monica and Marcus approached. Ryan Mitchell! Monica's voice was overly cheerful. I'm so glad you could make it to our wedding. Marcus has told me all about your amazing company. Ryan nodded politely. Congratulations on your wedding. Monica acted as if Jasmine wasn't there. Marcus is very excited about the potential partnership between your companies. We should discuss it soon, Marcus added. The healthcare applications alone could be revolutionary. I'd be happy to set up a meeting next week, Ryan said. Then he turned slightly. Jasmine works in pediatric healthcare. She might have valuable insights, too. Monica's smile tightened. Oh, I'm sure Jasmine is too busy with Zara to get involved in business discussions. Actually, Jasmine said, I've been working on a research project about technology in children's recovery rooms. I'd be happy to share what we've learned. Ryan looked impressed. That sounds fascinating. I'd love to hear more about it. Monica's face flushed with anger. Well, we should get back to our other guests. Marcus, we need to cut the cake soon. After they left, Ryan turned to Jasmine. Your sister doesn't hide her feelings well. She's always been competitive, Jasmine said, but tonight she's worse than usual. Mommy, I'm tired, Zara said, rubbing her eyes. Jasmine checked her watch. It is getting late. We should probably go soon. Let me get my driver to take you home, Ryan offered. That's not necessary, Jasmine began. Please, Ryan insisted. It's the least I can do after you rescued me from a night of isolation. Jasmine smiled. Okay, thank you. As they prepared to leave, the wedding photographer approached. Could I get a photo of you three? The bride requested pictures of all her guests. Of course, Jasmine said, surprised. Ryan positioned his wheelchair beside Jasmine's chair, with Zara standing between them. They smiled as the camera flashed. "Perfect," the photographer said. "You make a beautiful family." Jasmine started to correct him but stopped herself. Instead, she exchanged a look with Ryan that held unexpected warmth. Outside, Ryan's black luxury SUV waited with his driver holding the door open. "Michael, this is Jasmine and Zara Williams. Could you please take them home?" "Of course, Mr. Mitchell," the driver replied. "Thank you for tonight," Jasmine said. "It didn't turn out how I expected." "For me either," Ryan admitted. "In a good way." Zara yawned loudly, making them both laugh. "Would you and Zara like to visit the Boston Science Museum next weekend?" Ryan asked suddenly. "They have a new dinosaur exhibit Zara might enjoy." "She would love that," Jasmine said. "And so would I." "I'll call you," Ryan said, taking out his phone. They exchanged numbers as Zara climbed into the SUV. "Good night, Ryan," Jasmine said. "Good night, Jasmine." As the SUV pulled away, Jasmine felt something she hadn't experienced in years: the flutter of possibility. What had begun as an act of defiance had somehow turned into something neither of them had expected. Inside the ballroom, Monica watched through the window as Ryan's car drove Jasmine away. Her perfectly planned wedding day had not gone as expected. Her sister, her plain, single mother sister, had somehow captured the attention of the wealthiest man at the wedding. "I'm not done with you yet," Monica whispered, clutching her champagne glass tightly. Monica placed her empty champagne glass on a nearby table and straightened her wedding dress. The perfect day she had planned for years was not going according to plan. Her sister, who was supposed to remain in the background, had somehow become the center of attention with that billionaire in the wheelchair. "Monica, honey, they're asking for us to start the final dance of the evening," Marcus said, approaching his new wife. "Fine." Monica forced a smile. "Let's show everyone what a real couple looks like." Inside the luxury SUV driving through downtown Boston, Jasmine's phone buzzed with a text message from Sarah. "Monica looks furious. What happened between you and Ryan? Call me tomorrow." Zara had fallen asleep against her mother's shoulder. Jasmine smiled, thinking about the unexpected connection she'd made with Ryan Mitchell. What had started as an impulsive act of defiance had turned into something interesting. "We're almost at your address, Ms. Williams," Michael, Ryan's driver, announced. Jasmine looked out the window. "Actually, would you mind turning around? I think we left too early." "Back to the Ritz-Carlton, ma'am?" "Yes, please." Jasmine gently woke Zara. "Sweetie, we're going back to the party for a little while." "Is Mr. Ryan still there?" Zara asked sleepily. "I hope so." 20 minutes later, the SUV pulled up in front of the hotel again. Jasmine and Zara walked back into the ballroom just as the DJ announced the final dance of the evening. "Ladies and gentlemen, please join the newlyweds on the dance floor for our last song." Couples moved toward the center of the room. Jasmine scanned the tables and spotted Ryan still sitting alone. He was staring at his phone, not looking at the dance floor. "We came back," Jasmine said, approaching his table. Ryan looked up in surprise. "I thought you left." "We did, but then I realized I don't let Monica chase me away from things I enjoy." Jasmine sat down beside him. "And I was enjoying our conversation." Ryan smiled, but his eyes drifted to the dance floor where couples swayed to the slow music. He shifted uncomfortably in his wheelchair. "Would you like to get some air?" Jasmine asked, noticing his discomfort. "The terrace has a beautiful view of Boston." Before Ryan could answer, Zara tugged at his sleeve. "Can I sit on your lap while you spin?" she asked innocently. The question hung in the air. Several people at nearby tables pretended not to listen, but Jasmine could see them watching for Ryan's reaction. Ryan looked at Zara's hopeful face, then at Jasmine. "Would that be okay with you?" "Only if you're comfortable with it," Jasmine replied softly. Ryan took a deep breath. "Then yes, Zara. You can sit on my lap for a dance." Zara's face lit up as Ryan helped her climb onto his lap. She settled in carefully, looking up at him for guidance. "Hold on to the armrests," he instructed. "I'll go slow." Jasmine moved behind the wheelchair and placed her hands on the handles. "May I?" Ryan nodded, his expression a mixture of nervousness and determination. Together they moved toward the edge of the dance floor. Other dancers noticed them and stepped back, creating space. The three of them began to move in time with the music, Ryan controlling the wheelchair's direction while Jasmine guided from behind. "Look, Mommy, we're dancing," Zara called out. Ryan turned the chair in a gentle circle, making Zara giggle with delight. For a moment his face relaxed into a genuine smile. Jasmine caught his eye over Zara's head and something passed between them. Understanding, connection, gratitude. Some of the wedding guests began to watch them instead of the bride and groom. A few people even started clapping in appreciation of their unique dance. This did not go unnoticed by Monica. "What is happening?" she hissed to Marcus. "Why is everyone looking at them?" Before Marcus could answer, Monica stormed across the dance floor toward Jasmine, Ryan, and Zara. The music continued to play, but people moved aside as the bride pushed through the crowd. "What are you doing?" Monica demanded, her voice sharp enough to be heard over the music. "You're embarrassing yourself and making a spectacle of my wedding." The music seemed to fade as guests turned to watch the confrontation. Zara clutched Ryan's jacket, her small face worried. "Monica?" Jasmine began. "We're just dancing." "You're trying to steal attention on my day." Monica's voice rose higher. "First you show up in that dress, then you parade around with—" She gestured at Ryan. "That's enough." Ryan's voice was quiet but firm. "Your sister and niece are the only people who made me feel welcome tonight. Perhaps you should consider what that says about your hospitality." Monica's mouth opened in shock. No one spoke to her that way, especially not at her own wedding. "How dare you? Do you know how much this wedding cost? Everything was perfect until—" "Actually," Marcus interrupted, stepping forward. Everyone turned to look at the groom. "He's right, Monica. I've watched how you've treated your sister all day. This isn't the woman I thought I married." The entire ballroom went silent. The DJ, sensing trouble, had stopped the music. Marcus continued, his voice heavy with disappointment. "You told me your sister was difficult and demanding, but all day I've watched her try to support you while you belittle her at every turn." "Marcus, what are you saying?" Monica's voice had lost its edge, replaced by uncertainty. Marcus slowly removed his wedding ring. "I can't start a marriage with someone who shows such cruelty to her own family." He placed the ring on a nearby table. "I'm sorry, everyone. The reception is over." Gasps echoed through the ballroom as Marcus walked away, leaving Monica standing alone in her white dress. The perfect wedding she had planned for months lay in ruins around her. Jasmine stood frozen, unable to process what had just happened. Zara was still sitting on Ryan's lap, her small hands covering her ears. "I think we should go," Ryan whispered to Jasmine. "This isn't a good environment for Zara." Jasmine nodded, still stunned by Marcus's actions. "Yes, you're right." They moved quietly toward the exit as guests began collecting their belongings. The wedding had clearly ended in a way no one had anticipated. Outside on the hotel terrace, Ryan breathed in the cool night air. The Boston skyline glittered before them. Zara had fallen asleep in Jasmine's arms, exhausted by the evening's drama. "I'm sorry if I caused trouble," Ryan said, looking up at the stars. "You didn't cause anything," Jasmine replied, shifting Zara's weight. "You just helped reveal what was already there." Ryan nodded thoughtfully. "Your sister, will she be okay?" "Monica is a survivor. She'll be embarrassed for a while, but she'll bounce back." Jasmine sighed. "I never wanted this to happen." "Of course not." Ryan moved his wheelchair closer to where Jasmine stood. No one could have predicted Marcus would end their marriage before it even began. They stood in silence for a moment, watching the city lights. "I should get Zara home," Jasmine finally said. "It's been a long night." "I'll have Michael bring the car around." Ryan took out his phone. As they waited for the car, Marcus stepped onto the terrace. He looked tired but strangely calm. "Jasmine," he said, approaching them, "I wanted to apologize." "You don't owe me an apology," Jasmine replied. "I do. I should have seen Monica's true nature sooner." Marcus ran a hand through his hair. "I'll handle everything with her. You should focus on your own happiness for once." He looked at Ryan, then back at Jasmine. "Sometimes we find the right people in unexpected places." After Marcus left, Ryan's car pulled up to the hotel entrance. Michael helped load the wheelchair into the specially adapted vehicle. "Can we drop you at your home?" Ryan asked Jasmine. "That would be nice, thank you." She carefully placed Zara in the back seat, buckling her in without waking her. As the car drove through the quiet Boston streets, Jasmine found herself sitting closer to Ryan than necessary. The events of the evening had created a bond between them that neither had expected. "Are you still interested in taking Zara to the Science Museum?" Jasmine asked. "More than ever," Ryan replied, his blue eyes sincere in the passing streetlights. "How about next Saturday?" "Saturday sounds perfect." When they reached Jasmine's apartment building in Dorchester, Ryan insisted on having Michael help her carry the sleeping Zara upstairs. "Thank you for tonight," Jasmine said at her door. "It wasn't what either of us planned, but I'm glad we met." "So am I," Ryan said. "I'll call you about Saturday." As Ryan's car pulled away, Jasmine had no idea that their impromptu connection at a wedding would soon develop into something neither of them was prepared for. Something that would challenge them both in ways they couldn't imagine. Ryan's car disappeared around the corner, and Jasmine closed her apartment door. As she tucked Zara into bed, she couldn't stop thinking about the unexpected connection she'd made with Ryan Mitchell. What had started as an act of defiance at her sister's wedding had turned into something that felt surprisingly genuine. 2 weeks later, Ryan sat in his penthouse office overlooking Boston Harbor. The morning sunlight reflected off the water, but he barely noticed the view. His laptop screen showed 20 unread emails and 3 missed video call requests from the Tokyo office. Yet he found himself checking his phone instead of responding to any of them. "Still nothing?" Tyler asked, entering with a coffee mug. "I texted her yesterday about the museum," Ryan said, putting his phone down. "She hasn't responded. Maybe she's busy. You said she works long hours at the hospital." Ryan nodded. "I know, it's just—" His phone buzzed and he grabbed it immediately. "Is it her?" Tyler raised an eyebrow. Ryan smiled as he read the message. "Saturday still works for the Science Museum. Zara hasn't stopped talking about it." "Good," Tyler said. "Now can we discuss the Westfield proposal? The board meeting is tomorrow." At Boston Children's Hospital, Jasmine stood at the nurses' station updating patient charts. Her co-worker Sarah approached with 2 cups of coffee. "You're a lifesaver," Jasmine said, accepting 1 cup. "So," Sarah leaned closer, "have you seen the wedding videos?" Jasmine groaned. "There are videos?" "Several. Monica's meltdown and Marcus leaving went viral. You, Ryan, and Zara dancing made it into most of them." "Great," Jasmine sighed. "Just what I needed." The pediatric floor has been gossiping all week. Dr. Parker asked if you're really dating Ryan Mitchell. "We're not dating," Jasmine said firmly. "We're just friends." Sarah smirked. "Friends who are going to the Science Museum this weekend?" "How did you know about that?" "Zara told me when I dropped off those books yesterday. She's very excited." Jasmine checked her watch. "I need to finish these charts. My lunch break starts in 20 minutes. During her break, Jasmine sat alone in the hospital cafeteria. She pulled out her phone and replied to Ryan's message. "Saturday still works for the Science Museum." Zara hasn't stopped talking about it. His response came immediately. "Great! My driver can pick you up at 10 in the morning. Looking forward to it." Jasmine smiled, then noticed 2 nurses watching her from another table. One whispered something, and they both laughed. Jasmine put her phone away, suddenly self-conscious. When Saturday morning arrived, Ryan felt uncharacteristically nervous as Michael helped him into his specially adapted Range Rover. "Are you sure I look okay?" Ryan asked Tyler, who was accompanying him. Tyler stared in disbelief. "You're wearing jeans and a button-down shirt to a museum with a 7-year-old. Yes, you look fine. Maybe I should have worn something more." "Ryan," Tyler interrupted, "I've known you for 8 years, and I've never seen you worry about your appearance like this, not even for board meetings." Ryan adjusted his position in his seat. "This is different." In Dorchester, Zara pressed her face against the apartment window. "Is he here yet, Mommy?" "Not yet, sweetie," Jasmine answered, fixing Zara's hair ribbon. "And remember what we talked about. No asking personal questions about Mr. Ryan's wheelchair." "I know," Zara nodded seriously, "but he said I could ask about how it works." "That's different. That's okay." Zara's eyes widened. "A big black car just parked. I think it's him." Jasmine felt a flutter of nerves as she grabbed her purse. "Remember your manners today." When they reached the lobby, Ryan was waiting with Michael, who had helped him from the car. "Good morning." Ryan smiled at them both. His blue eyes seemed brighter today, less guarded than at the wedding. "Hi, Mr. Ryan," Zara waved excitedly. "I brought my dinosaur book to show you." "I can't wait to see it," Ryan said. "The museum has real dinosaur bones, you know." Zara's mouth formed a perfect circle. "Really?" The drive to the Boston Science Museum was filled with Zara's questions about dinosaurs, which Ryan answered with surprising knowledge. "You know a lot about dinosaurs," Jasmine observed. "I wanted to be a paleontologist when I was 8, Ryan admitted, before computers took over my interest. At the museum entrance, Jasmine noticed Ryan navigating the accessibility ramp with practiced ease. Inside, he moved through the crowded space confidently, finding paths between exhibits without hesitation. "The dinosaur exhibition is on the 2nd floor, Ryan said. "There's an elevator this way." As they explored the exhibits, Jasmine watched how patiently Ryan explained complex scientific concepts to Zara. He never talked down to her or simplified too much, instead finding ways to make the information engaging. "This is a model of how sound waves travel," he explained at one display. "When you speak, your voice creates waves in the air that move like this." Zara pressed the buttons on the exhibit, watching light patterns change. "That's so cool." In the technology section, they stopped in front of a display of adaptive devices. Ryan grew quiet. "These look familiar," Jasmine said, reading the description. "Mitchell Technologies developed most of them," Ryan said. "This voice-activated home system was one of our first adaptive technology projects." "Your company made these?" Zara looked impressed. "Yes," Ryan nodded. "We create technology that helps people with different abilities live independently." "Like your chair?" Zara asked. "Exactly like my chair," Ryan smiled. "Technology should work for everyone, not just some people." As lunchtime approached, they headed to the museum cafe. While waiting in line, Jasmine noticed people watching them, some with curiosity, others with recognition. "People are staring," she whispered to Ryan. "I'm used to it," he shrugged. "It bothered me at first, but now I barely notice." After they found a table, Ryan's phone rang. He checked the screen and frowned. "I need to take this. It's Tyler." He answered the call. "What's wrong?" Jasmine could hear Tyler's urgent voice on the other end. Ryan's expression grew serious as he listened. "The prototype failed testing?" Ryan asked. "What exactly happened?" Jasmine motioned that she and Zara would give him privacy, but Ryan shook his head. "Tyler, let me call you back in 5 minutes." He hung up and looked at Jasmine apologetically. "I'm sorry. We're launching a new product for children next month, and the safety test results just came back with problems." "We can leave if you need to work," Jasmine offered. "Actually," Ryan looked at Zara thoughtfully. "Zara, would you help me with something? We're making a new tablet for kids your age, but something isn't working right. Why do you think kids might press buttons too hard or drop tablets?" Zara considered the question seriously. "Sometimes when I'm playing games, I get excited and press really hard. and my friend Jake throws his tablet in his backpack with all his books." Ryan nodded, looking impressed. "That's exactly the kind of information we need." He called Tyler back and put him on speaker. "Tyler, I'm here with Zara Williams, who's 7 years old. She has some insights on our durability issue." For 10 minutes, Tyler asked Zara questions about how she and her friends use tablets. Ryan took notes on his phone, occasionally asking follow-up questions. "Thank you, Zara," Tyler said finally. "You've given us some great ideas." After the call ended, Ryan smiled at Zara. "You just helped solve a problem my entire engineering team was stuck on." "Really?" Zara beamed with pride. "Really?" Ryan confirmed. "Sometimes adults forget how kids actually use things." As they finished lunch, a woman in designer clothes approached their table. She had perfectly styled blonde hair and wore an expression of practiced concern. "Ryan," she said, touching his shoulder, "I heard about your accident last year. How are you doing?" Ryan tensed slightly. "I'm fine, Charlotte. This is Jasmine Williams and her daughter Zara." Charlotte barely glanced at them. "How nice of you to take on charity cases. Always the humanitarian." Jasmine straightened in her chair. "We're not a charity case. We're friends enjoying the museum together." Charlotte looked surprised that Jasmine had spoken. "Of course." "Well, Ryan, call me sometime. We should catch up." She walked away without waiting for a response. "Ex-girlfriend?" Jasmine asked after Charlotte left. "From before the accident," Ryan nodded. "She sent flowers to the hospital, then never contacted me again until now." As they prepared to leave the museum, Ryan received a text message that made him smile. "Good news?" Jasmine asked. "Marcus just told me he and Monica are in counseling. They're trying to work things out instead of divorcing." "That's unexpected," Jasmine said. "But good, I think." In the car ride back to Jasmine's apartment, Zara fell asleep against her mother's shoulder, clutching a stuffed brachiosaurus from the museum gift shop. "I had a wonderful time today," Ryan said quietly. "So did we," Jasmine replied. "Thank you for everything." "Actually, I have tickets for the special dinosaur exhibit opening next weekend," Ryan said. "It's an evening event. Would you both like to go?" Jasmine hesitated. She could feel something growing between them, something that both excited and frightened her. "It's just a museum," Ryan added, sensing her hesitation. "Is it?" Jasmine asked softly. Ryan held her gaze. "Maybe not. But I'd like to find out." After a moment, Jasmine nodded. "We'd love to go to the dinosaur exhibit." As Ryan's car pulled away from Jasmine's apartment building, neither of them noticed the silver sedan parked across the street. Inside, Monica sat watching, her eyes narrowing as she began formulating a plan. Monica stayed in her car long after Ryan's Range Rover disappeared from view. She took out her phone and scrolled through the photos she'd just taken of her sister and the billionaire. This wasn't just a casual meeting. Something was developing between them, and Monica couldn't stand it. "First you ruined my wedding," she muttered, "and now you're dating one of the richest men in Boston." She started her car. "Not for long, sister. Not for long." Over the next month, Ryan, Jasmine, and Zara fell into a comfortable routine. Their museum trip led to more outings: the aquarium, a children's theater performance, and dinners at family-friendly restaurants. On a Wednesday evening, Ryan visited Jasmine's apartment to help Zara with her science project. "The solar system has 8 planets," Ryan explained, watching Zara paint a small foam ball blue and green. "Earth is the 3rd one from the sun." "And Pluto?" Zara asked. "Pluto is now called a dwarf planet," Ryan said, handing her a tiny white ball. "Scientists changed its classification in 2006. From the kitchen, Jasmine watched them working together on the living room floor. Ryan had positioned his wheelchair at the perfect height to help Zara without taking over her project. "Dinner's ready," Jasmine announced, bringing a casserole dish to the table. "It smells amazing," Ryan said, helping Zara clean her paint-covered hands. "Just my grandmother's recipe," Jasmine said. "Nothing fancy." Ryan took a bite and closed his eyes in appreciation. "This is the best meal I've had in months." "Don't you have a personal chef?" Jasmine asked. "I do, but she makes what she thinks I should eat, not what I want to eat." 2 days later, Jasmine brought homemade lasagna to Ryan's penthouse overlooking Boston Harbor. The spacious apartment was minimalist and modern, with floor-to-ceiling windows and sleek furniture. "Your place is beautiful," Jasmine said, placing the food container on the kitchen counter. "It's just a space," Ryan shrugged. "It never really felt like home." "Well, you need some actual food in this kitchen." Jasmine opened his refrigerator to find it nearly empty. "Do you ever eat when I'm not bringing you food?" Ryan smiled. "Tyler makes sure I don't starve." As they ate dinner by the window, watching boats in the harbor, Ryan reached for Jasmine's hand. "Thank you for this. For all of it." "All of what?" "For seeing me as a person, not just a wheelchair. For letting me be part of Zara's life. For the best lasagna in Boston." Jasmine squeezed his hand. "You make it easy." The next morning, Sarah burst into the hospital break room waving a newspaper. "Have you seen this?" Jasmine looked up from her coffee. "Seen what?" "This!" Sarah slapped the Boston Herald on the table. The headline read, "Billionaire and the Nurse. Ryan Mitchell's New Lease on Life." Jasmine grabbed the paper. There on the front page was a photo of her, Ryan, and Zara leaving the aquarium, all smiling. The article described their blossoming romance and mentioned Ryan's return to public life after his accident. "How did they get this?" Jasmine whispered. "It's everywhere," Sarah said. "Social media, news sites, even television. You're trending." Throughout her shift, Jasmine noticed whispers and stares from co-workers and even patients. During afternoon rounds, Dr. Eleanor Winters, the head of pediatrics, called Jasmine into her office. "Close the door, Jasmine," Dr. Winters said, gesturing to a chair. "I assume you've seen the newspaper." "Yes, I have. I'm concerned about how this publicity might affect your work. We have strict privacy policies here." "Dr. Winters, I would never—" "I'm not suggesting you would, but this attention brings scrutiny. Some parents are already asking to have their children assigned to the nurse who's dating the famous CEO." Jasmine felt her face grow hot. "Ryan and I are friends. Whatever your relationship is, keep it separate from your work here. Understood?" At Mitchell Technologies headquarters, Ryan faced similar concerns during a board meeting. "The Westfield merger requires your complete attention," Victoria Sampson, the chief financial officer, said. "These distractions are concerning." "My personal life isn't a distraction," Ryan replied firmly. The stock dropped 2 points after that newspaper article, another board member pointed out. "Investors are wondering if you're focused on the company." "I'm more focused than I've been in years," Ryan said. "The adaptive technology division is expanding because of insights I've gained through my relationship with Jasmine and her daughter." The situation worsened when a popular gossip blog published an interview with Monica. The headline screamed, "Gold digger alert! Sister reveals nurse's plot to trap billionaire." Monica's words were cruel. "My sister has always wanted an easy way out. She sees Ryan Mitchell as her ticket to a better life. She's using her daughter to manipulate him. It's disgusting." Jasmine read the article on her phone during her lunch break and felt physically ill. Her phone buzzed with a text from Ryan. "I've seen the blog post. It's garbage. Don't let it get to you." But it did get to her. That evening, when Ryan called to confirm their weekend plans, Jasmine was distant. "Maybe we should take a break," she said. "This attention isn't good for any of us." "Jasmine, you can't let Monica's lies affect us. It's not just that. It's affecting my job, Zara's school life. It's too much." The next day, Ryan appeared unexpectedly in the hospital lobby. Nurses and visitors stared as he wheeled directly to the reception desk. "I need to see Jasmine Williams," he said loudly. Jasmine emerged from an elevator and froze when she saw him. "Ryan, what are you doing here?" "We need to talk," he said. "Not over the phone." "I'm working," Jasmine hissed, aware of people watching. "Then I'll wait." Ryan moved to a sitting area. When Jasmine's break came, she found him still waiting. "You're causing a scene," she said. "I don't care," Ryan replied. "I'm not letting you push me away because of what people might think." "It's not that simple," Jasmine said. "My reputation here matters. My career matters. And I don't? That's not fair. You have no idea what it's like for me. You can go back to your penthouse and your billions. I have to work here. You think money makes my life easier? You think I don't understand judgment?" Ryan's voice rose. "Every day, people look at me and see only what I can't do." Their argument was interrupted by Jasmine's phone ringing. Her face changed as she listened. "I'll be right there," she said urgently. "What's wrong?" Ryan asked. "Zara's school called. She collapsed during recess. They're bringing her here." Within 20 minutes, Zara arrived by ambulance with a high fever and difficulty breathing. The emergency room doctor diagnosed severe pneumonia. "We need to admit her right away," Dr. Winters said, examining Zara's chest X-ray. "Her left lung is significantly congested." As Zara was settled into a private room, Ryan made calls from the hallway. By evening, 3 specialists had arrived at the hospital: a pulmonologist from New York, a pediatric infectious disease expert from Baltimore, and a respiratory therapist from Chicago. The hospital administrator, Mr. Phillips, personally came to speak with Jasmine. "Ms. Williams, we've arranged for the top-floor private suite for Zara. Mr. Mitchell's specialists will have full access." Jasmine looked at Ryan, then back at Mr. Phillips. "No, Zara will stay in a regular pediatric room. She'll receive the same care as any child here." "But Mr. Mitchell has requested—" "I don't care what he requested," Jasmine said firmly. "No special treatment." Mr. Phillips looked uncomfortable but nodded and left. "You didn't have to do that," Ryan said when they were alone. "I just wanted the best for her." "I know," Jasmine's voice softened, "but the regular pediatric floor has excellent care, and I need to practice what I preach to my patients' families." Ryan nodded slowly. "I understand. I respect your decision." They sat together by Zara's bedside through the night. Around midnight, as Zara slept with oxygen tubes in her nose, Ryan's phone rang. "Mitchell," he answered quietly, stepping into the hallway. His face grew serious as he listened. When he returned, his expression was grim. "Bad news?" Jasmine asked. "James Westfield wants to back out of our merger. Apparently, the publicity around my personal distractions makes him question my commitment." "I'm so sorry," Jasmine whispered. "This is exactly what I was afraid of." Ryan took her hand. "The merger doesn't matter right now." "Zara does. But your company will survive." Ryan looked at Zara's sleeping form. "Some things are more important than business deals." As they sat in the dim hospital room, both realized they were facing a turning point. Their relationship had grown into something neither had expected, bringing both joy and complications. With Zara ill and Ryan's business in jeopardy, they would need to decide if what they had built together was worth fighting for. Morning light filtered through the hospital window as Jasmine woke in the uncomfortable chair beside Zara's bed. Ryan was still there, his wheelchair positioned on the opposite side. He hadn't left all night. "How is she?" Ryan asked, noticing Jasmine was awake. "Her fever is down," Jasmine said, checking the monitor. "That's a good sign." Zara stirred, her eyes fluttering open. "Mommy? Mr. Ryan? You're both here." "Of course we are, sweetie." Jasmine stroked her daughter's hair. "How do you feel?" "My chest hurts when I breathe," Zara said weakly. "The medicine will help with that," Ryan assured her. "The doctors say you're doing better already." A nurse entered with a breakfast tray. "Good morning, Zara. Dr. Winters will be by soon to check on you." After the nurse left, Ryan's phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen and frowned. "I need to take this. It's Victoria from the board." In the hallway, Ryan answered the call. "Mitchell, "Ryan, we need to talk about the Westfield situation." Victoria Sampson's voice was sharp. "The board is meeting in 1 hour. You need to be there." "My friend's daughter is in the hospital. I can't leave right now." "This is exactly what we're concerned about," Victoria said. "Your personal involvement with this nurse is affecting the company. The tabloids are having a field day with Monica Williams' interview." "What do you suggest?" Ryan asked, his voice tight. "Release a statement distancing yourself from Jasmine Williams. Make it clear she's just a casual acquaintance. We can control the narrative." Ryan's grip tightened on his phone. "I won't do that. Ryan, be reasonable. This merger is worth billions. I'll be at the meeting in 2 hours." Ryan cut her off. "And I'll have a solution, but it won't involve lying about my relationship with Jasmine." Back in Zara's room, Dr. Winters was examining her patient. "The antibiotics are working. Her breathing is already improving." "When can she go home?" Jasmine asked. "If she continues improving, maybe tomorrow afternoon, but she'll need rest at home for at least a week." After Dr. Winters left, Ryan returned. "I need to go to a board meeting." "Will you be okay?" "Oh, we'll be fine," Jasmine assured him. "Go. Your company needs you." Ryan hesitated. "I'll come back as soon as I can. Tyler is bringing you lunch later." As Ryan left, Jasmine's phone rang with an unknown number. She answered cautiously. "Hello? Jasmine? It's Derek." Jasmine froze. She hadn't heard her ex-husband's voice in 5 years, not since he walked out when Zara was only 2. "Why are you calling?" she asked, stepping into the hallway so Zara wouldn't hear. "I saw the news. About Zara being sick, and about you dating Ryan Mitchell." Derek's voice sounded different, smoother, more confident. "I want to see my daughter." "Now? After 5 years of nothing?" "I've changed, Jasmine. I want to make things right." Jasmine gripped the phone tightly. "This is not a good time, Derek." "I'll come to the hospital this afternoon," he said, ignoring her objection. "I'm bringing some things for Zara." Before she could protest further, he hung up. Jasmine leaned against the wall, feeling suddenly overwhelmed. At Mitchell Technologies headquarters, Ryan entered the boardroom. 8 people sat around the large table, all wearing expressions of concern. "Thank you for coming," Victoria said. "We need to address the Westfield situation immediately." "I understand your concerns," Ryan began, "but I have a different approach." He turned to Tyler, who had accompanied him. "Tyler, share what you found about Monica Williams." Tyler distributed folders to each board member. "Monica Williams has been operating a design business that's essentially a front for financial fraud. She's been taking client deposits for projects, then delivering substandard work, or nothing at all. There are 3 pending lawsuits against her." The board members flipped through the documents with interest. "How does this help us?" Victoria asked. "Monica's interview is the source of most of our negative publicity," Ryan explained. "Discrediting her removes the foundation of the scandal. Meanwhile, I've developed a new proposal for Westfield that integrates our adaptive technology with their healthcare platform, something their competitors can't match." The board members looked impressed. "This could work," one said. "But we need you fully focused, Ryan," Victoria insisted. "No more tabloid distractions." "My personal life is not up for negotiation," Ryan said firmly, "but I promise my full commitment to making this deal succeed." Back at the hospital, Jasmine was helping Zara eat lunch when a nurse appeared at the door. "Miss Williams?" "There's someone here to see Zara, a man who says he's her father." Jasmine's stomach tightened. "I'll be right back, Zara." In the waiting area, Derek Harris stood holding a large teddy bear and a gift bag. He was more polished than Jasmine remembered. Expensive haircut, designer clothes, confident posture. "Derek," Jasmine nodded stiffly. "You look good, Jasmine." He smiled. "How's our little girl?" "She's recovering. How did you even know she was sick?" "I have Google Alerts set up for you," Derek admitted. "After I saw the articles about you and Mitchell, I wanted to keep tabs." "That's..." Jasmine searched for the word. "Disturbing." "Can I see her?" Derek asked, ignoring her discomfort. Jasmine hesitated, then nodded. 5 minutes, and don't upset her." Zara looked confused when her mother entered with a stranger. "Who are you?" she asked. "Zara, this is your father," Jasmine said carefully. "Derek." Zara's eyes widened. "My dad?" "Hey, princess," Derek said, approaching the bed. "I brought you some gifts." Jasmine watched as Derek presented the teddy bear and a handheld video game system that was far too expensive. Zara seemed overwhelmed but politely thanked him. From the doorway, Ryan observed the scene, having returned from his meeting. He noticed Zara's confusion and Jasmine's tension. He quietly backed away, not wanting to intrude on the family moment. Later, when Derek left to take a call, Ryan approached Jasmine in the hallway. "That's Zara's father?" he asked quietly. "Yes." He suddenly reappeared after 5 years of complete silence, Jasmine said bitterly, right after the news articles about us came out. "Interesting timing," Ryan commented. "He bought her a gaming system that costs hundreds of dollars." Jasmine shook her head, trying to buy her affection. Before Ryan could respond, Derek returned and noticed him. "You must be Ryan Mitchell," he said, extending his hand. "Derek Harris." Ryan shook his hand briefly. "Nice to meet you." "Jasmine, can I talk to you about some arrangements for Zara?" Derek asked. "I'd like to spend more time with her when she's feeling better." "We can discuss it later," Jasmine said. "Actually, Ryan," Derek smiled smoothly, "could I speak with you privately for a moment?" Man to man. Ryan exchanged a glance with Jasmine, then nodded. "Sure." They moved to a quiet corner of the waiting area. Derek's friendly demeanor changed once they were alone. "Let's be direct," Derek said. "I know you're interested in my wife and daughter." "Ex-wife," Ryan corrected. "And yes, I care about them both." "Here's the thing." Derek leaned closer. "I'm back now. I want to be part of Zara's life, but I'm willing to step aside for the right consideration." Ryan stared at him. "Are you asking me for money?" "Think of it as an investment," Derek smiled. "You pay me, say, $2 million, and I disappear. Everyone wins. You get the ready-made family, Zara doesn't have a confused custody situation, and I get compensation for giving up my parental rights." Without Derek noticing, Ryan pressed a button on his watch, activating its recording function. "Let me get this straight. You want me to pay you to stay away from your daughter?" "Exactly," Derek nodded. "Simple business transaction." "I'll need to think about it," Ryan said, his voice carefully neutral. When Ryan told Jasmine about Derek's proposition, her face went pale with anger. "He tried to sell his own daughter? I can't believe this." "I recorded the conversation," Ryan said, "in case you need it." That evening, their conversation was interrupted when a woman in a business suit entered Zara's room. "Miss Williams? I'm Patricia Johnson from Boston Child Services. We've received a complaint about your parenting and need to investigate." "A complaint?" Jasmine stood up. "What kind of complaint?" "Allegations of an unstable home environment, excessive work hours, and exposing your child to an inappropriate relationship." Miss Johnson consulted her clipboard. "We take all complaints seriously, especially those involving sick children." "This is ridiculous," Ryan interjected. "Jasmine is an excellent mother." "And you are?" Ms. Johnson asked. "Ryan Mitchell, a friend of the family." Ms. Johnson made a note. "The complaint specifically mentions your relationship as potentially harmful to the child." Jasmine closed her eyes briefly. "Monica," she whispered. The next morning, Zara was doing much better. Her fever was gone, and her breathing had improved significantly. Dr. Winters authorized her release for the afternoon. Jasmine had been quiet all morning, thinking about the social services investigation and Derek's sudden reappearance. "What are you thinking about?" Ryan asked. "Maybe I should try to work things out with Derek," Jasmine said quietly. "For Zara's sake. She should have her father in her life. After what he did? What he tried to do? Ryan was incredulous. At least he's her father. She should have a normal family. Before Ryan could respond, Derek arrived carrying more gifts. Jasmine stood up with new determination. "Derek, Ryan, Ms. Johnson, I need everyone in this room right now," she announced. "We're going to settle this once and for all." When they were all gathered, with Zara watching curiously, Jasmine spoke clearly and firmly. "I've made some decisions. Derek, I have the recording of you trying to sell your parental rights. If you ever try to use Zara as a pawn again, I'll take it to a judge. You can have supervised visitation twice a month if you want to genuinely be part of her life." Derek's face paled. "Ms. Johnson, I believe my sister Monica filed your complaint. She has been trying to sabotage my life since her wedding. Here's evidence of her business fraud and personal vendetta against me." She handed Ms. Johnson a folder that Tyler had prepared. "And Ryan," Jasmine turned to him last, "I care about you deeply. But I need to know that you're in this relationship because you want to be, not because you feel responsible for us." Ryan took her hand. "I've never been more certain of anything." Jasmine's words hung in the air as everyone in Zara's hospital room absorbed what she had said. Ms. Johnson from Boston Child Services closed her folder and stood up. "Ms. Williams, I'll need to review these documents," she said, holding the folder Jasmine had given her. "But based on my initial observations, I see no immediate concerns about your parenting." Derek shifted uncomfortably, avoiding eye contact with anyone. "I should go," he mumbled, backing toward the door. "We're not finished," Jasmine said firmly. "Do you want to be part of Zara's life or not?" Derek looked at Zara, who was watching him with curious eyes. For a moment, something like regret crossed his face. "I do. But maybe this isn't the right time." After Derek and Ms. Johnson left, Zara looked confused. "Why was everyone so serious, Mommy?" "Sometimes grown-ups need to have difficult conversations," Jasmine explained, sitting on the edge of her bed. "But everything is okay now." "Doctor, Winters arrived to do a final check before discharge." "Your lungs sound much better, Zara," she said, putting away her stethoscope. "Remember to take all your medicine at home and no school for 1 week." As they prepared to leave the hospital, Ryan received a call from Tyler. "The Westfield board wants to meet tomorrow morning," Tyler said. "This is our last chance to save the merger." "I'll be there," Ryan promised. "Have the team prepare the full adaptive technology presentation." That evening, Ryan's driver took them to Jasmine's apartment. Michael helped carry Zara's things while Ryan supervised from his wheelchair. "I can't thank you enough for everything," Jasmine said as they settled Zara on the living room couch. "You don't need to thank me," Ryan replied. "I care about both of you." The next morning, Ryan entered the Westfield Innovations headquarters in downtown Boston. The modern glass building reflected the early sunlight as Tyler wheeled Ryan's presentation materials inside. "Are you ready for this?" Tyler asked. "More ready than I've been for anything in years," Ryan said. In the boardroom, 12 people sat around a large table. James Westfield, a man in his 60s with silver hair, stood to greet Ryan. "Mr. Mitchell," he said, shaking Ryan's hand, "thank you for coming. I'll be direct. We have concerns about moving forward with the merger." "I understand," Ryan replied. "That's why I'm here with a new proposal." For the next hour, Ryan presented his vision for integrating adaptive technology into mainstream products. He spoke with passion about how his personal experience with disability had revealed an untapped market worth billions of dollars. 20% of Americans have some form of disability, Ryan explained. But most technology isn't designed with them in mind. By combining Mitchell Technologies' adaptive systems with Westfield's healthcare platforms, we can reach millions of new customers. "This is different from our original merger plan," James noted. "It's better," Ryan said confidently. "It's innovative, it's inclusive, and it's profitable." As Ryan finished his presentation, the Westfield board members looked impressed. James Westfield studied Ryan thoughtfully. "Your personal experience clearly informs this vision," he said. "But I have to ask, what about the recent publicity around your personal life? We can't afford distractions." Ryan's expression remained calm. "My relationship with Jasmine Williams isn't a distraction. It's part of what helped me see this opportunity. Before meeting her, I was hiding from the world, focusing only on work. She reminded me why our work matters, because it affects real people." Meanwhile, Jasmine was at home caring for Zara when a courier delivered an envelope. Inside were legal papers. Derek was suing for partial custody of Zara. "He can't be serious," Jasmine whispered, sinking onto the couch. She called Sarah, who came over immediately. "How can he do this?" Jasmine asked, showing Sarah the papers. "He abandoned us for 5 years." "Who's his lawyer?" Sarah examined the documents. "Grace Thompson. She's one of the most expensive family attorneys in Boston." "How could Derek afford her?" Sarah's expression darkened. Someone must be helping him. Later that day, Ryan visited after his meeting. Jasmine showed him the custody papers. "Derek is suing for joint custody," she explained, her voice shaking. "He wants Zara every weekend and half of all holidays." Ryan examined the documents. Grace Thompson is representing him? She charges $1,000 per hour. "I think Monica is funding this," Jasmine said. "It's too much of a coincidence." "Let me hire Robert Maxwell to represent you," Ryan offered. "He's the best family attorney in Massachusetts." Jasmine shook her head. "I can't let you pay for my legal battles. I'll find someone I can afford." "Jasmine, this isn't about money. This is about making sure Zara stays with the parent who never abandoned her." "I need to fight my own battles," Jasmine insisted. "I've been doing it for years." The next day, Jasmine met with a public legal aid attorney who reviewed her case. "Ms. Williams, I'll be honest," the attorney said. "Grace Thompson has resources we can't match. She'll bring in child psychologists, education experts, and character witnesses. With your work schedule and limited income, it will be challenging." That evening, Jasmine broke down in tears after putting Zara to bed. The stress of the custody battle, her job, and the public attention had become overwhelming. When Ryan called, she finally admitted she needed help. "You were right," she said. "I can't fight this alone." The following morning, they met with Robert Maxwell in his downtown office. The lawyer was in his 50s with kind eyes behind expensive glasses. "Derek has no case," Robert assured them after reviewing the documents. "But Grace Thompson is known for aggressive tactics. She'll attack your work hours, your relationship with Ryan, anything she can use." "How should we prepare?" Jasmine asked. "First, document everything. Zara's school attendance, her health care, your work schedule. Second, the court will scrutinize your relationship." Robert looked between them. "They'll want to know if it's stable. Are you dating? Is it serious? These questions will come up." Jasmine and Ryan exchanged glances. They hadn't defined their relationship yet. "We need to talk about that," Ryan said. That night, after Zara was asleep, they sat on Jasmine's small balcony. "Robert is right," Ryan began. "We should clarify what this is between us." "I know," Jasmine agreed. "For Zara's sake and the court case." "Not just for them," Ryan took her hand. "For us." "These past weeks have been the happiest I've had since my accident. You and Zara see me, really see me. Not the wheelchair, not the money, just me." Jasmine squeezed his hand. "You do the same for me. You see beyond single mom or nurse to who I really am." "I love you, Jasmine," Ryan said simply. "I love Zara too. I want to be part of your lives, not just for now, but for good." Tears filled Jasmine's eyes. "I love you too, but I'm scared. Everything is happening so fast." "We'll take it one step at a time," Ryan promised. The next day brought new challenges. Monica gave an interview to a local news station claiming Ryan's judgment was compromised due to his disability and that Jasmine was taking advantage of a vulnerable man. The public backlash against Monica was immediate. Disability rights groups condemned her statements as discriminatory. Social media erupted with support for Ryan and Jasmine. At Mitchell Technologies, Ryan called an emergency press conference. "Today I'm announcing a new initiative," he told the assembled reporters. "Mitchell Technologies will establish a fund supporting single-parent families and workplace accessibility programs. I've learned firsthand how both single parents and people with disabilities face unnecessary barriers in our society." When asked about Monica's comments, Ryan replied calmly, "I won't dignify discrimination with a response. My abilities as a CEO and as a person are not defined by my wheelchair." That evening, Ryan, Jasmine, and Zara had dinner together at Jasmine's apartment. For a few hours, they forgot about custody battles and business mergers. They watched Zara's favorite movie, laughing together as Ryan did impressions of the characters. After Zara fell asleep between them on the couch, Ryan and Jasmine talked quietly. "No matter what happens with Derek's lawsuit or the Westfield merger," Ryan said, "we're in this together. The three of us." Jasmine rested her head on his shoulder. "You know what's strange? A month ago, I was just trying to get through each day. Now I'm fighting on all fronts, at work, with Derek, with Monica, but I feel stronger than I ever have." "That's because you're not fighting alone anymore," Ryan said. As they sat peacefully with Zara sleeping between them, Jasmine's phone pinged with an email notification. She checked it and gasped. "What is it?" Ryan asked. Jasmine turned the screen toward him. It was a photo of them at the Science Museum with Zara, with a message below. "Is this really the battle you want to fight?" "It's from Monica," Jasmine whispered. "What does she mean?" Ryan studied the photo with concern. "It means she's not done trying to hurt you, but neither are we done fighting for what matters." Ryan took a screenshot of Monica's threatening email and forwarded it to Robert Maxwell. "This could help our case," he said. "It shows Monica has a personal agenda." "I'll add it to our evidence file," Jasmine replied, carefully moving Zara to her bed without waking her. The following Monday morning arrived with gray skies and light rain. Jasmine stood in front of her bathroom mirror, adjusting the collar of her navy blue dress. Robert had advised her to dress conservatively for court. "You look perfect," Ryan said from the doorway of her small bathroom. He wore a charcoal suit with a blue tie that matched his eyes. "I feel sick," Jasmine admitted. "What if the judge believes Derek and Monica?" "Judge Simmons has a reputation for fairness," Ryan assured her. "Robert has prepared an excellent case." Outside the Suffolk County Family Court in downtown Boston, reporters gathered with cameras and microphones. Word had spread about the custody battle involving billionaire Ryan Mitchell. "Stay close to me," Robert instructed as they approached the entrance. "Don't answer any questions." Inside the courthouse, they found Derek already seated with Grace Thompson, his attorney. Derek wore an expensive suit Jasmine had never seen before. "Remember," Robert whispered, "let me do the talking. Don't react to anything they say, no matter how upsetting." Judge Martha Simmons entered the courtroom, a stern-looking woman in her 60s with silver hair pulled into a tight bun. "Court is now in session," she announced. "Harris versus Williams custody matter." Grace Thompson spoke first, presenting Derek as a reformed father who deserved a second chance. "Your Honor," Grace began, "my client made mistakes in the past, but he has spent the last 5 years building a stable life and career. He simply wants to be part of his daughter's life again." Grace showed photos of Derek's apartment with a bedroom decorated for Zara, though she had never visited. She presented character witnesses who described Derek as responsible and mature. When Robert's turn came, he approached the bench confidently. "Your Honor, the facts are simple. Derek Harris abandoned his wife and 2-year-old daughter 5 years ago. He provided no financial support, made no phone calls, sent no birthday cards. His sudden interest coincides exactly with Ms. Williams's relationship with Ryan Mitchell becoming public." Robert presented Derek's text messages to Jasmine from years ago, stating he never signed up to be tied down by a child. He showed Zara's medical records, school reports, and activities, all managed solely by Jasmine without any help from Derek. Ms. Williams has been both mother and father to Zara, Robert concluded. She has created a stable, loving home while working full-time as a pediatric nurse. During a brief recess, Jasmine found Ryan in the hallway. "You're doing great," he said, squeezing her hand. "Robert is destroying their case." "They're calling Monica as a witness next," Jasmine said nervously. "Who knows what she'll say?" When court resumed, Monica took the stand wearing a conservative pink dress, her hair pulled back neatly. She smiled at the judge before being sworn in. "Ms. Williams," Grace Thompson began, "how would you describe your sister's parenting?" "Jasmine has always been emotionally unstable," Monica stated. "Even before Zara was born. She works too many hours and leaves Zara with babysitters constantly. And what about her relationship with Ryan Mitchell?" Monica's expression darkened. "It's clearly about financial security. Jasmine has always looked for someone to take care of her. Now she's using her daughter to manipulate a vulnerable man." Jasmine clenched her fists under the table. Robert patted her arm gently, reminding her to stay calm. During cross-examination, Robert approached Monica with calculated precision. "Ms. Williams, are you funding Mr. Harris's legal representation?" he asked directly. Monica hesitated. "I'm helping a friend." "Yes or no, Ms. Williams? Are you paying for Grace Thompson's services?" "Yes," Monica admitted reluctantly. "And why would you do that?" "Because Derek deserves to know his daughter." Robert picked up a folder. "Is it perhaps because you hold a grudge against your sister? Perhaps because of what happened at your wedding?" Monica's face flushed. "That's ridiculous." Robert presented evidence of Monica's business fraud, showing financial records of client payments without delivered services. "Your Honor, Monica Williams has 3 pending lawsuits against her for fraud. Her testimony is motivated by personal vendetta, not concern for her niece." By the end of the day, Jasmine felt emotionally drained. Outside the courthouse, reporters shouted questions as they tried to reach Ryan's car. "Is it true you're buying custody, Mr. Mitchell?" "Jasmine, did you target Ryan Mitchell for his money?" "Will you comment on Monica Williams' allegations?" Michael, Ryan's driver, helped create a path through the crowd. Once inside the car, Jasmine finally broke down in tears. "How can they say those things? How can they make me sound like a terrible mother?" Back at Ryan's penthouse, their stress erupted into their first serious fight. "You don't understand what this feels like," Jasmine said, pacing the living room. "You can't possibly know what it's like to fear losing your child." "You're right, I don't have children," Ryan replied. "But I understand loss. I understand fear." "It's not the same." Jasmine's voice rose. "No matter what happens in court, you'll still have your company, your money, your life. I could lose everything that matters to me." "Do you think I don't care about what happens to Zara? To you?" Ryan moved his wheelchair closer to her. "You and Zara are what matter to me now." "Then why can't you be there tomorrow?" Jasmine demanded. "The Westfield meeting is more important?" "The merger is at a critical stage," Ryan explained. "James Westfield personally requested this meeting. It's worth billions of dollars." "And Zara is worth everything to me," Jasmine said quietly. The next morning, Jasmine dressed alone for court. Sarah came to support her since Ryan would be at Mitchell Technologies for the merger negotiations. "He should be here," Sarah said as they drove to the courthouse. "He has responsibilities," Jasmine replied, though her voice lacked conviction. Inside the courtroom, Jasmine felt Ryan's absence keenly as she faced Derek and his legal team alone. Judge Simmons announced that she would interview Zara privately in her chambers. "I'll speak with the child alone to assess her wishes and well-being," the judge explained. Jasmine knelt to Zara's level before she went with the judge. "Just tell the truth, sweetie. Answer the questions honestly." While Zara was with the judge, Jasmine sat anxiously at the table with Robert. Derek looked confident, whispering with Grace Thompson. At Mitchell Technologies, Ryan sat across from James Westfield and 5 other executives. The merger documents were spread across the table. "We need your full commitment to this transition," James was saying. "The integration of our systems will take at least 18 months. Ryan nodded, but his mind kept drifting to the courthouse. He checked his watch for the 3rd time. "Is there somewhere else you need to be, Ryan?" James asked, noticing his distraction. "I apologize," Ryan said. "Please continue." Tyler slid a note across the table. "Judge is interviewing Zara now." Ryan stared at the note, then at the merger documents. Making a sudden decision, he pushed back from the table. "James, I need to be somewhere important right now," he said firmly. "Tyler will continue the negotiations. He has my full authority to proceed." "Ryan, you can't leave now," James protested. "This is the most important deal of the year." "No, it's not," Ryan replied. "The most important people in my life are in a courtroom right now, and they need me more than this merger does." At the courthouse, Judge Simmons had returned with Zara, who ran immediately to her mother. "The judge asked me lots of questions, Mommy," Zara whispered, "about you and Daddy and Mr. Ryan." "What did you tell her?" Jasmine asked quietly. "I told her that you work hard to take care of me, and that Mr. Ryan makes you smile again. And he teaches me cool science stuff." Zara grinned. "I told her he says it's okay to be different because that's what makes you special." Tears filled Jasmine's eyes as she hugged her daughter. The courtroom doors opened and Ryan entered, moving his wheelchair quickly down the center aisle. A murmur rippled through the observers as he positioned himself beside Jasmine. "You came," she whispered, stunned. "I should never have considered being anywhere else," he replied. Judge Simmons called Ryan to testify next. Under oath, he spoke candidly about his feelings for Jasmine and Zara. "I first met them at a wedding where Jasmine was being publicly humiliated," Ryan explained. "Instead of breaking down, she approached me, someone everyone else was avoiding because of my wheelchair. She saw me as a person when others saw only a disability." He described how their relationship had developed, acknowledging the challenges they faced. "We come from different worlds," Ryan admitted, "but we've built something real together. I love Jasmine for her strength, her compassion, and her integrity. I love Zara for her curiosity and her open heart. I want to build a life with them." When Grace Thompson cross-examined him, suggesting his feelings were the result of manipulation, Ryan remained calm. "Ms. Thompson, I built a billion-dollar company from nothing. I survived a helicopter crash and learned to rebuild my life from a wheelchair. Do I seem like someone easily manipulated?" By the end of the day, both sides had presented their cases. Judge Simmons removed her glasses and addressed the courtroom. "This is a complex matter that deserves careful consideration. I will review all testimony and evidence overnight and deliver my ruling tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. As they left the courthouse, surrounded again by reporters, Ryan reached for Jasmine's hand. "Whatever happens tomorrow," he said, "we face it together." Jasmine barely slept that night. She kept replaying every moment from the courtroom in her mind, wondering if she had said enough, done enough to keep custody of Zara. Ryan had stayed at her apartment, sleeping on the couch so they could go to court together in the morning. At 6 in the morning, Jasmine's phone buzzed with an email notification. She opened it to find a message from an anonymous address. "I worked for Monica Williams. Attached is proof that she and Derek Harris planned this custody case to hurt you. They never intended for Derek to actually parent Zara." The attached video showed Monica and Derek in an office, coaching Zara on what to say about her mother. "If the judge asks you if Mommy works a lot, what do you say?" Monica's voice was clear in the recording. "I say I'm alone all the time," Zara repeated, looking confused. "Good girl," Derek said. Jasmine's hands shook as she showed the video to Ryan. "Look at this. They tried to manipulate Zara. This changes everything," Ryan said. "Send it to Robert right away." Robert Maxwell responded immediately. "This is exactly what we needed. I'll submit it to Judge Simmons before the hearing." Meanwhile, at Mitchell Technologies, the board had called an emergency meeting to address Ryan's departure from the Westfield negotiations. Ryan joined by video call as Jasmine prepared for court. "Your behavior yesterday was unprofessional and potentially cost us millions," Victoria Sampson said sharply. "The Westfield team was insulted." "I understand your concerns," Ryan replied calmly, "but I'm redefining what this company stands for. We build technology that improves lives. If we can't prioritize real human connections over profit margins, what's the point?" "That's very idealistic," another board member commented, "but shareholders expect returns, not idealism." "I founded this company to make a difference," Ryan said firmly. "If the board no longer supports that vision, I'm prepared to step down as CEO." Silence fell over the video call. No one had expected this. "Are you serious?" Victoria finally asked. "Completely serious," Ryan confirmed. "I believe in what we're building, but not at any cost. Not at the cost of my integrity." After a heated discussion, the board voted to support Ryan's vision, though several members remained skeptical. At the courthouse, Jasmine and Ryan arrived early. Robert met them at the entrance with good news. Judge Simmons has reviewed the video evidence. She's furious about the attempted manipulation of a child. Inside, the courtroom was even more crowded than the previous day. News of the high-profile case had spread. Derek and Grace Thompson huddled in urgent conversation, looking worried. As they waited for the judge, a man Jasmine didn't recognize approached them. He looked similar to Derek, but older, with the same jawline and eyes. "Mitchell," the man said, addressing Ryan directly. "I need to talk to you." "Who are you?" Ryan asked. "Kevin Harris, Derek's brother." The man's voice was tense. "You think you can just buy your way into my niece's life?" "Our family has rights." "Mr. Harris," Robert intervened. "This isn't the place." "No, let him speak," Ryan said calmly. Kevin leaned closer. "You have no idea what you're doing. You're denying Zara her real family connection." "Where was this family connection for the past 5 years?" Jasmine asked sharply. Kevin faltered. "Derek had his reasons." "Yeah, he did," a security guard interrupted, having moved closer during the exchange. "Sir, I need you to step back." As security led Kevin away, he turned and shouted, "Derek never even wanted custody. He just needs money to pay off gambling debts." The courtroom fell silent at this outburst. Derek's face turned pale as all eyes turned to him. Judge Simmons entered and called the court to order. Her expression was severe as she addressed the room. "Before I deliver my ruling, I must address a serious matter. This court has received evidence of witness tampering and attempted manipulation of the child in question. This behavior is not only unethical but potentially criminal." She played a portion of the video showing Monica and Derek coaching Zara. Gasps echoed through the courtroom. "In light of this evidence and all testimony presented, I am granting full custody of Zara Harris to her mother, Jasmine Williams." Jasmine squeezed Ryan's hand so tightly he winced, but he didn't pull away. "Mr. Harris will be permitted supervised visitation twice monthly, contingent upon completion of parenting classes and financial support payments." Judge Simmons turned to address Monica directly. "Furthermore, I am issuing a restraining order against Monica Williams, prohibiting her from contact with Jasmine Williams or Zara Harris due to her deliberate attempts to manipulate these proceedings." Monica stood up in protest, but her attorney pulled her back down. "This court is adjourned," Judge Simmons concluded, striking her gavel. Jasmine sat in shock, unable to move. "We won," she whispered. "We really won." Outside the courthouse, an even larger crowd of reporters waited. Ryan looked at Jasmine questioningly. "Should we avoid them?" Jasmine took a deep breath and shook her head. "No, I'm tired of hiding. Let's face them together." Ryan nodded and took her hand. As they exited the building, camera flashes blinded them and questions came from all directions. Ryan raised his hand for quiet, and surprisingly, the crowd settled. "Today justice was served," he began, "but this case was never about winning or losing. It was about protecting a child and recognizing that families come in many forms. "Ms. Williams, how do you feel about the ruling?" a reporter called out. "Grateful," Jasmine replied. "Grateful that the truth prevailed and that my daughter will continue to have stability and love." "Mr. Mitchell, will you be taking on a father role for Zara now?" another reporter asked. Ryan glanced at Jasmine before answering. "My relationship with Zara and her mother is built on mutual respect and care. Labels matter less than actions. What matters is that we're committed to each other." After answering a few more questions, they made their way through the crowd to Ryan's waiting car. That evening, they celebrated at Jasmine's apartment with Sarah and Tyler. Zara, unaware of how close she had come to being taken from her mother, happily served everyone cookies she had helped bake. "To justice," Sarah toasted, raising her glass of wine. "And to found family," Tyler added, nodding toward Ryan and Jasmine. As they celebrated, Ryan's phone rang. He stepped away to answer it, returning a few minutes later with a surprised expression. "That was James Westfield," he said. "They want to reopen merger talks." "After you walked out yesterday?" Tyler asked in disbelief. Ryan nodded. "Apparently, my principled stand impressed him. He said he wants to work with a company led by someone who has clear priorities." Later, after Sarah and Tyler had left and Zara was asleep, Ryan and Jasmine sat on her small balcony. The night was clear, with stars visible despite the city lights. "I've been thinking," Ryan said after a comfortable silence. "These past weeks have shown me what really matters." "They've shown me too," Jasmine agreed. "I spent so many years convinced I had to do everything alone. I was afraid to let anyone help me because I thought it meant I was failing somehow. And I was afraid my disability made me less than who I was before," Ryan admitted. "I thought people would only see the wheelchair, never the person." "We were both wrong," Jasmine said softly. Ryan turned to face her fully. "I want to ask you something important. It's okay if you're not ready, but I need to ask anyway." "What is it?" Jasmine felt her heart speed up. "Would you and Zara consider moving in with me?" "Not to my penthouse, it's not really child-friendly, but I own a house in Beacon Hill. It has a garden, space for Zara to play, and I've already had it modified for accessibility." Jasmine looked surprised. "You own a house? Why don't you live there?" "After my accident, I retreated to the penthouse because it was easier to control, easier to hide in," Ryan explained. "But it's never felt like home. I think, with you and Zara, the house could be a real home." Jasmine was quiet for so long that Ryan began to worry. "Is it too soon?" He asked. "I don't want to rush you." "It's not that," Jasmine said finally. "For years I've been so focused on survival, paying rent, working enough hours, making sure Zara had what she needed. The idea of actually building a life, a future beyond just getting through each day, it's overwhelming." "In a good way or a bad way?" Ryan asked cautiously. Jasmine smiled, tears in her eyes. "A good way. A really good way." "So, is that a yes?" "It's a yes," Jasmine confirmed. "We'd love to move in with you." As they sealed their agreement with a kiss, neither noticed the man watching from a car parked down the street, Derek's brother Kevin, his face hard with resentment as he observed their happiness through binoculars. Kevin Harris lowered his binoculars and started his car. Whatever his brother had planned with Monica Williams had failed. As he drove away from Jasmine's apartment building, he decided to let it go. Some battles weren't worth fighting. 6 months later, morning sunlight streamed through the large windows of Ryan's historic Beacon Hill home. The 3-story brick townhouse had been completely renovated to accommodate Ryan's wheelchair, with wider doorways, an elevator, and adaptive technology throughout. Ryan watched from the kitchen doorway as Jasmine and Zara prepared breakfast together. Zara, now almost 8 years old, carefully flipped pancakes while Jasmine sliced fresh strawberries. "Mr. Ryan!" "Look, I didn't drop any," Zara called out proudly. "Perfect technique," Ryan said, moving his wheelchair closer. "You're becoming a real chef." Jasmine smiled at them. Her life had transformed in the past 6 months. She had reduced her hours at Boston Children's Hospital to create a better balance between work and family. With Ryan's support, she had also started a support group for single parents of children with medical needs. "Don't forget you have that meeting with the London investors today," Jasmine reminded Ryan as she placed a plate of pancakes in front of him. "Right. Tyler is preparing the presentation now." Ryan took a bite of breakfast. "This is delicious, Zara." The Westfield merger had been successfully completed 2 months ago, doubling Mitchell Technology's value. Their adaptive technology division had become an industry leader, with new products launching every quarter. After breakfast, Ryan's phone rang. "Mitchell," he answered. His expression grew serious as he listened. "I see. Yes, that's certainly an interesting opportunity. I'd need to discuss it with my family." When he hung up, Jasmine raised an eyebrow questioningly. "The European investors want more than just a partnership," Ryan explained. "They're offering to fund a complete expansion of our adaptive technology division in London. It would mean relocating there for at least 2 years." "Moving to London?" Zara's eyes widened. "Like where the Queen lives?" "Yes, exactly." Ryan smiled at her enthusiasm. "What did you tell them?" Jasmine asked. "That I need to discuss it with you both. It's a family decision." Ryan reached for Jasmine's hand. "The business opportunity is incredible, but our life here is important too." That evening over dinner, they discussed the potential move more seriously. "What would it mean for your job?" Ryan asked Jasmine. "I'd need to get certified to work as a nurse in the UK, she explained. "It might take a few months." "What about my school?" Zara asked. "Would I have to make all new friends?" "Yes, sweetie. You'd go to a new school in London," Jasmine explained gently. "But you're so good at making friends, I'm sure you'd adjust quickly." "Would we live in a castle?" Zara's imagination was clearly running wild. Ryan laughed. "Not quite a castle, but I promise a nice place with a garden." After Zara went to bed, Ryan and Jasmine continued their discussion in the living room. "It's an amazing opportunity for your company," Jasmine acknowledged, "and experiencing another country would be wonderful for Zara." "But," Ryan sensed her hesitation, "but we've just established our life here." "We're happy." Jasmine paused. "And there's something else I need to tell you." "What is it?" "Dr. Winters offered me a director position at the new Family Support Center at Boston Children's Hospital." Jasmine's eyes shone with excitement. "It's a dream job I never thought possible. I'd be developing programs for families with chronically ill children." "Jasmine, that's incredible!" Ryan squeezed her hand. "When did this happen?" "She called this afternoon. The timing is complicated." Ryan nodded thoughtfully. "So we both have amazing opportunities in different countries." "What do we do?" Jasmine asked quietly. "We figure it out together," Ryan replied. "That's what families do." The next morning, Jasmine found Ryan in his home office, surrounded by plans and documents. "What's all this?" she asked. "I'm looking at options," Ryan explained. "Maybe I can oversee the European expansion remotely, at least for the first year or two. Or maybe we split our time between Boston and London." Before they could discuss further, Zara burst into the room. "Don't forget my birthday party is tomorrow. Sarah is bringing the big cake." "We haven't forgotten, sweetie," Jasmine assured her. The following day, their home filled with the sounds of excited children. Zara had invited 10 friends from school for her 8th birthday party. The living room was decorated with dinosaur-themed balloons and streamers, Zara's current obsession. As Ryan helped set up the dinosaur fossil excavation game in the backyard, the doorbell rang. Jasmine opened it to find her sister Monica standing there, holding a wrapped gift. "Hello, Jasmine," Monica said quietly. "May I come in?" Jasmine hesitated. They hadn't spoken since the custody hearing 6 months ago. The restraining order had recently expired. "Why are you here?" Jasmine asked cautiously. "To apologize, and to give Zara a birthday present if that's okay." Monica looked different, humbler, less polished. "I've been in therapy. I've had to face some hard truths about myself." Jasmine studied her sister's face, searching for sincerity. "Zara's in the backyard with her friends. You can give her the gift, but I'll be watching." "Thank you," Monica whispered. In the backyard, Monica approached nervously. Ryan spotted her first, his body tensing protectively. "Monica." "Ryan." She nodded respectfully. "I'm just here to give Zara her gift and to apologize." Zara noticed her aunt and approached cautiously. "Hi, Aunt Monica." "Happy birthday, Zara." Monica handed her the wrapped package. "It's a telescope. Your mom mentioned you like stars." "Thank you," Zara said politely before running back to her friends. Monica turned to Jasmine. "Could we talk privately for a moment?" They moved to a quiet corner of the yard. "I'm sorry, Jasmine. For everything. The wedding, the custody case, all of it." Monica's voice broke. "I was jealous. I always have been. You're stronger than me, more genuine. People love you for who you are." "Why now?" Jasmine asked. "Therapy. And consequences." Monica smiled sadly. "I lost my business, my reputation, but mostly I lost my sister. I miss you." Jasmine didn't rush to forgive, but she nodded. "It will take time, Monica. A lot of time, but we can start with small steps." Later that evening, after the party ended and Zara was playing with her new toys, Sarah helped clean up the kitchen. "So, London?" Sarah asked. "Are you really considering it?" "We haven't decided yet," Jasmine admitted. "It's complicated. I just got offered the director position at the hospital." "Wow!" Sarah hugged her friend. "That's amazing news." In Ryan's office, Tyler was discussing the European expansion. "The investors need an answer by next week. They're eager to move forward." "I know," Ryan said, "but this isn't just my decision anymore." After everyone left and Zara was in bed, Ryan asked Jasmine to join him on the rooftop garden. The space had become their favorite retreat, with comfortable seating and potted plants creating a peaceful atmosphere. The Boston skyline glittered before them as the sun set. "Today made me realize something," Ryan began. "Watching you with Zara, with her friends, even with Monica. You belong here. Boston is your home. But your business opportunity will still be there," Ryan interrupted gently. "I've been thinking about this all day. The European investors can wait 2 years." "What do you mean?" Ryan took her hand. "You should take the director position. It's your dream job. We'll stay in Boston for the next 2 years while you establish the family support center. Then we'll reevaluate the European expansion." Jasmine's eyes filled with tears. "Are you sure? This is such a big opportunity for your company." "I'm sure about us," Ryan said. "That's what matters most." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. "I was going to wait for the perfect moment, but I've learned that life doesn't offer perfect moments. It offers real ones." He opened the box to reveal a vintage diamond ring. "This was my grandmother's. She gave it to me before she died and told me to save it for someone extraordinary." "Ryan," Jasmine whispered. "Jasmine Williams, will you marry me? Will you and Zara build a life with me wherever that life takes us?" "Yes," Jasmine said through her tears. "Yes to all of it." As Ryan slipped the ring onto her finger, he smiled. "You know, at Monica's wedding, when you asked me to be your date, I never imagined we'd end up here." "Sometimes the wrong event brings together the right people," Jasmine said, leaning down to kiss him. Inside, Zara watched them from her bedroom window, smiling at the sight of her mother and Ryan embracing under the stars. She had wished for a family when she blew out her birthday candles, and somehow her wish had already come true. If you enjoyed today's video, I'm sure you'll love the next one. Don't waste time. Just click on the screen.